Actually, I was not the original Birdman. Gary Weatherly, my partner, he was the original Birdman.
Connecting.
I hit the button 12 times. How many times do you want me to hit the button?
You know what, James? I really apologize, brother. I'm so sorry.
It's all right. It's all right. We're good.
Anyways, I got to go like that to you. I love talking to you on you know what I mean? You're a man of few words, but I tell you, when I'm watching you on TV, you're a man to be listened to.
Thank you, brother. How's everybody doing?
Good. How's everything? So where do I find you tonight? Are you, hang on, are you in Baytown, Texas?
That's me.
That's where you're living there now?
Yeah.
And you're a businessman too? You're healthy and all that? Everything's doing good?
Oh, yeah. I'm good. I'm good. All is good.
I see Murillo's out doing some testing this weekend, eh?
Yep. Murillo's testing his ass off, and he needs to be. Every time we go race with this bunch, it's something different. You never know what we're going to get.
Yeah. So you're in for the whole shot there this year. You have the whole no prep, and you also do the fastest cars in America. So are those two separate, different series?
Absolutely. Yeah. Totally different.
So you're going with JJ the Boss with the fastest cars in America, and then you're also going no prep.
And also the new show, America's Top 20 list.
That's new?
It's called America's List. Yeah, it's a new show that Discovery's come out with. It's got a lot of the big names in Street Outlaws. Me and Mike Murillo, 5 of the guys from the 405, 5 of the guys from Memphis, including JJ, 5 of the guys from New Orleans, and then the other 5 are just random people who they felt would, I guess, make for good racers and good TV.
Oh, so them the loud ones?
No, not really, believe it or not. They were just, some of them actually got in. A couple of them got in because of the races they had won. The winner of the Mega Cash Days got in. You know, they're trying to put together everybody's getting tired of seeing Oklahoma race each other. I think this show will replace the 405, but I don't quote me on that because I don't know. We'll see. This is going to be a really good show.
Well, you know what? I think a lot of people they're changing what they want to watch when it comes down to the racing thing. I find anyways, you know what I mean? It is what it is, and I know that they're off at a hiatus for a bit there, and we enjoy them. You know what I mean? Anything to do about drag racing and all that. But I do believe you might be right in that you might be right that people are looking for a change, and that might be in your favor. Hey, how did you get going?
Before you go to that, when are we going to get to see it on Discovery?
I don't know that, honey. I couldn't tell you. I don't know. I got to look at the previews just like you do, just to see when I'm going to be on TV, or if I am. I don't know what they edit. I don't know when they're going to do what. I have no idea. And I can't even call anybody and ask. I've tried, so I gave up on that.
I mean, you're busy enough as it is. They're doing your racing. It's hard to kind of figure out what's coming out, when it's coming out, eh?
Yeah, I wouldn't know. I couldn't find out anyway, even if I tried. Everything's a secret.
Yeah, we're always freaking 6 months behind anyways here in Canada, unless you get Motor Trend, and that's the only way to get updates. So how did this all start? How did you even get into this? You've always just been a drag racer from high school?
It's like teaching a 2-year-old to swim and asking him when he's 50, how did he learn to swim? I don't know. It's just always been my life, man.
It's always been. I mean, you had heroes to look up, Big Brother.
I can't even remember. I can remember back in the day, I was 17 and my dad bought me a 67 Camaro with a 327 in it. I'm sure that's what kicked it off. Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Jeez, eh? And look at you now in 69.
Yeah.
Jeez, eh?
Yeah.
So listen, so what are your big plans? Like, so you picked up the car. You've had some hits with it now, obviously. I've seen some hits on. You're liking the car. And I was under I was kind of shocked that when you wrecked your Firebird, that there was only like a bent air duct. Only you saved everything, motor, tranny, rear end. Everything was brought over into the 69.
Yeah, the drivetrain was in good shape. I mean, we literally dumped the rocks out of the turbo and put it on the new car. The intake charge pipe, bent the throttle body, but we put a new flange on the throttle body, and that was pretty much it drivetrain wise. We broke we blew out the shocks, of course, but a broken axle bearing. I don't know how that happened.
Yeah, I wonder how that happened, eh? You know, I see.
That's pretty much it. Everything else went in the race car, in the new car.
I posted there there's no pictures, there's no videos of that wreck on your Facebook, eh? You just kind of want to forget about that. That's got to be one of the most scariest things. I was saying
I don't have
earlier,
video of it. I
no?
don't get those videos. One of the camera guys showed it to me one time and said if anybody knew that he showed it to me, he'd lose his job. They don't let me see anything.
No kidding.
I didn't even see my wreck for a month. You know, it just happened to be filming. One of the camera guys said, "Come look at your wreck from the top end." I looked at it.
That's the most violent crash I've ever seen, ever. I mean, like, you were awake for the whole thing.
Yeah, I never went out. It never knocked me out. It major disorientation. I was spinning so fast. It's a funny story because I was spinning so fast. If you watch a video from the top end, your body's not made to do that. Not even NASA trains you for that shit.
No.
I was spinning so fast. You know, I got beat up and all my injuries and stuff, and I'll have a shoulder problem for the rest of my life. Blah blah. It's minor shit.
Hang on. You had a broken hand, a labral tear in your shoulder, a small tear in your aorta,
Right.
collapsed lung, a torn cartilage in your rib.
Yeah. All that healed. That's all fine.
Yeah, and a month later, you're racing your buddy's car.
Yeah. Well, when I was racing Boosted's car, we were trying to work on it. You know, I'd get down on the ground, I'd go to get up, and I'd get dizzy. And I told him, man, I don't know if I should drive your car, dude. I'm getting dizzy. Said, I'm okay as long as I don't get up. I got this bad vertigo thing going on. So I went to the doctor and told him that. I said, man, I'm worried I got something wrong with my head. He said, do you have your crash on video? And I did. I got the camera guy to send me the video, and I showed it to the doctor. And he saw it spin, and he kind of laughed, and he had me. He laid me down on the table, rolled my head this way, rolled my head that way. What happened was inside your ear, these little crystals you have that keep your balance, this little liquid in your ears. Those little crystals broke loose from spinning so fast, it messed my equilibrium all up. No, like I said, your body's not made to do that. That's the craziest thing ever. And then after he did that, and you got to understand, I was like this for 2 months. I couldn't stand up. After he did that and drained my ears or whatever, no more problem. Is that crazy? You spin that fast.
Well, actually, Diana she has vertigo too. And the same thing that you said in her ears, and in fact, it was in this week, it was leaking out.
And they say that maneuver is called Epley.
The Epley maneuver.
Maneuver.
That's what they did, the Epley maneuver. They just roll that stuff out of your ear and get you all leveled back up. That's crazy,
it's amazing. And it's instantaneous. Like, you think that it would take forever, and like you suffered for 2 months, and
I did that, and that was it. Fixed it. Wow.
You know, I watched that wreck, and I don't know, just because I was kind of nervous meeting you because all the big ones. But I was emotional. That was a freaking, you spun so fast. I mean, you were like, as you must have seen it, but once you hit the gravel, you were just barrel rolling. I couldn't even count how many times. I know the technology can slow it down, but.
It wasn't that bad. It was like 7.5 rolls is what we figured out.
Yeah, that's all. About what, 50 feet, 100 feet?
It was longer than that, but yeah.
Jeez. Wow.
It was a good roll. It's a good deal. Not a good experience. No. But, man, these race cars are so safe, man. You're just not. I mean, where else can you do that? You know, there was not a body panel left on that race car. Not one piece of paint left. It ripped everything off. Somebody asked me, I said, I broke my hand. They said, well, something must have come through the door and broke your hand. I said, yeah, the door. The door came through the door. It ripped everything off of it. But yet I I could have walked away if I had had my seatbelts tight enough. That's the bottom line. Seatbelts weren't tight enough, and it just beat the shit out of me.
So how much are we talking? Because, we're all probably guilty of that whole thing too. It's hot. You know what I mean? You just want to get it in. You figure it's never going to happen. So was there a considerable amount? Because you said that was.
There really wasn't. They weren't that loose. I could get them tight to where they actually felt a little pain, a little pressure with them on, but that's not enough. You make them hurt bad now, or they're going to hurt you bad later. That's the bottom line. You got to make them hurt when you go up to that starting line. So the last thing I do before I pull in is I tighten them down until it hurts my shoulders and my chest against those seat belts. You got to be in there tight.
So do you have a routine? And obviously that routine may have changed after your wreck before you start every race?
Yeah, stop procrastinating. I knew the belts weren't tight enough, and we would have had to pull the seat out, which is a pain in the ass to get the seat belts tight. And I told my guys to do it a few times, but I never made them do it. That's totally my fault. I should have not made a pass until I got those belts tight.
Yeah.
So you can bet this time I have a high dollar seat, a really good seat that holds me in better. And of course the seat belts tighter goes without saying.
So Redemption 5.0, the Texas, that is a Texas race. You pretty well have a lot of fans there, eh? You made a lot of history there.
Oh yeah, that was good. That Redemption I love Redemption. I love Dirty South. I love the shows that are the races that started the show. You know what I mean? Those were the real deal, and us broke ass guys that couldn't race pro mod, we could get a big motor and some little car we could find at a good price. Typical grudge racers and street racers like us had a good place to draw a crowd and race for big money. That was the best stuff. And I think I won 10,000 at that race, or maybe 6. I think I made 6,000 at that race. That's no money compared to what we're doing today. Today it's stupid money, and it's stupid money that we're racing against too, which I wish they could somehow keep the money out of it. But
really?
Yeah.
You think money just messes everything up? Everybody's just so involved just to win that money that they just lose their shit?
Fireball got $1 million a year budget to work with, put it that way. Wow. All they do is buy shit, test shit. That's all they do all the time, year round. That's not what No Prep and Street Outlaws, for that matter, was built on. It was built on average guy just like me and you that likes to race, has a little bit of knowledge and has fun doing it. It's turned professional, and it happens. I'm not mad at anybody. That happens with anything, any type of racing that lasts more than a couple years.
But you know what? From us sitting on the sidelines watching you, it's almost like from what we're looking, you play the role that you're right up there with them. You know what I mean? You're not that much of a, you know what I mean, showboater, but you're running with the big boys, and you're not cocky about it. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, I am. I'm cocky. They just don't always show that. The TV cameras have seen some good shit, but they ain't gonna show all that. I've got a role that they want me to play, and they're gonna show. I mean, there's some races they don't even show me at all because I don't have anything but bad things to say about people.
I gotta see one thing.
I love it.
I always said I never wanted to get into a fight with you because you freaking dodged Ducote's freaking left hook. I think it was that left swing, man. It was like, how in the freak did you see that coming? It's like, that freaking monkey just went crazy. It was like, fucking down you went. I was like, wow. Yeah, I don't want to fuck with James.
Hey, I ain't got no problem with Bobby. Me and Bobby we're just passionate about what we do. He came over there mad because we wouldn't let him in. My team voted him out.
Yeah.
And said we weren't going to give him any more time because of the previous drama. And Bobby wanted to get mouthy, and it pissed me off. I grabbed him by the throat. He swung. We wrestled. That's it. We hug and make up afterwards. No big deal.
I ain't your friend. I ain't your friend. You
I'm
know what I
not
mean?
your friend. Let's be clear on that.
I mean, that was freaking awesome. You know what I mean? Hey, do you like doing the JJ the Boss races?
No, I hate
Oh,
JJ's bullshit rules, but I do it
oh,
anyway
thank you.
You know what?
Thank
because
you. So do I.
it is what it is. It's all that you got going on in racing. I hate chases a race. I hate instant
Oh,
green.
That was another question I was
It's
about
so
to.
stupid. It takes away from the racing and adds to the TV drama. But you can't be too mad at it because without the TV drama, we wouldn't be getting paid to go to all these races. We wouldn't be racing for $40,000.
Mm-hmm.
It's catch
that's true.
22. I'd rather race for 5,000 and it be. I'm not saying it's unreal racing. It's still real racing, but without all the bullshit, you know.
Yeah, yeah. So, this is so. I know you have a business, and so how much of the miles are you putting on a year doing through all these? There mustn't be much home time, right? It says in your status that you're a single man. So there's no doubt. You know what I mean? You're just always on the go. You're a working man, and like,
Yeah,
how much is your travel budget a year?
too
Must be
much.
just stupid.
Too much.
You know.
It's too much.
I was
It doesn't.
talking.
It doesn't pay for itself. My business feeds my family,
Yeah,
and
eh?
I'm a single dad, so the staying away from home thing is not.
Sure.
It's not good. We gotta back off of that somehow.
Yeah.
So how
That's
far
it.
do you travel normally?
How far?
Yeah, when you're going to a race.
So
Oh,
like
it varies.
you must operate like a circuit, right? So if you're going to hit a couple of races there, you do them like a week span in between, or do you always end up getting home before you head back out on another
No,
no prep or?
it depends on the situation. Sometimes, like when we raced out in on the West Coast or Colorado and Utah, and we're going to be racing at Washington. When we do those kind of trips, we'll just stay out there for a month and go from one to the other. And they try to stack them one week right after the other so we can do that, but they're not that great at it.
No.
It's whatever
Did-
their schedule is and how they can arrange things. They
So
do
how many
factor in travel for all of us because we got to get there. They wouldn't have a show, but
Yeah.
how many
it's
are in
not.
your crew that go with you?
I really just have most of us just have one guy, sometimes two, and I mean these are not. This is not like professional drag racing. These guys, we all have one guy that's on the payroll. Some have
Right.
two. Some have three that have big money, but the rest of us have one guy and ourselves, and then our buddies who want to go or who want to. We're still old school. We're still the old poor
That's
boys
awesome though.
doing this. But there are a couple of professional type teams in there.
Jeez. You know what? But we still see it from where we are that you're right up there. I mean, everybody fears you. You know what I mean? They know when Team Texas comes in. You got to tell me about Team Texas. Eric Bain. What a good guy there, eh? I love Eric Bain. He's got some muscles and he's got some muscle. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And Morello, you know.
All these guys are passionate guys. We're all passionate about racing. We got a great team. Everybody works together. You wouldn't believe, data for a racer is absolutely top secret, but not amongst our team. We share everything. We help each other get down the street, the track, or whatever the case is. There are no secrets. We're 100% team.
I mean, that's the way it has to be, and that's where you get the advantage on them. And then you can be Team Chaos. Is it Team Chaos? Team Outcast.
Outcast. That's a bullshit team they put together to make TV ratings is what that is. That's not a team. Team Texas is real. Memphis is real. Their team is real. New Orleans is real. The 405 is real. But the other teams are just whoever they think they can get in there to spark things up to make it exciting. Those teams I mentioned are the fastest teams in street racing. Everybody else is the comedy relief, in my opinion.
That's coming from the Birdman and talk no shit. Hey, it's my brother Danny's birthday on the 24th, and he's freaking years idle. If you could wish him a happy birthday there. I don't see him on there, but he'll watch it after.
Who is it, Danny?
Yeah, Danny. He drives a Vega. He's quicker than I am there, but yeah, he's turning 54.
54?
No, he's turning 59. 59 there,
He'll take 54.
James. His name's Danny.
Hey, David, happy birthday, buddy. Hope you have a good one.
Yeah, there you go, Danny. You know, hey, you know what? You don't put a lot of decals on your race car, eh? You know, even with the Firebird. Did you have a name for that, or is that how your name came, Birdman? You've always had Firebirds?
Yeah, Fireman. Actually, I was not the original Birdman. Gary Weatherly, my partner, he was the original Birdman. He had a car that we put together for him called the One Bad Bird, and nobody could remember that name, so they called him. They couldn't think it. It's the guy with the bird car. That's that Birdman. The fans actually named him.
Mm-hmm.
And then once I started actually driving Gary's cars for him instead of just tuning them, you know, people just kept calling me that, and we kept correcting them and kept correcting them. Finally, Gary's like, man, we're all just Birdman. So that Birdman is a team. Birdman's not a person. Birdman is a dream. Birdman is an idea. Yeah.
Hey, you got to tell me about your first time winning No Preps champion. That must have been some freaking sweet. I know it was right down, and that I enjoyed watching that. That was sweet.
Oh, it was awesome. It was awesome. We had won many races, but to do it, and people can say, I don't care nothing about the TV. It's bullshit. Yeah, you do. You're racing in front of 6 million people. Yeah, you do. That's awesome. You can't top that. You can't
That's
top
so
that.
true. No, you must have been on a high forever with that.
Oh yeah, you're on cloud 9 for 6 months, dude.
And it's in
Good
the books.
stuff.
James Finney, the very first champion.
That's right. That's right.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So, you know, the sponsors, you don't put a lot of decals in sponsors, you know what I mean? You see a lot of people decking them out.
I do, but I'm not going to overkill it with the sponsors. I have sponsors, and they just understand. I'll wear the shirts, but I don't want a bunch of stickers on my car looking like a bracket racer. I don't want to look like a pro team. That's just not what I am. We're street racers. You know, we have to put stickers on every now and then because hell, we just need the money. We need the free parts.
Mm-hmm.
So we have to. I don't like stickers. I just almost wish they could be banned. You know.
Really? Eh?
You know, that would be fine with me. I know advertisers are going, what did you say? Well, I'll wear your T-shirts, but the race car needs to look like a race car. It needs to look like a something that people can relate to, something that we like to do. Otherwise, it just takes away from the feel for what we are, if that makes any sense.
It does. I
It
like
does.
it. It's we just repainted the race car there, and all we had to take obviously all the decals off, and our second way of thinking is just you know, kind of rethinking everything, the fence way, but not putting lots, just like you said, keeping
Smaller.
it smaller. Scott Taylor, he's a good guy. He got you aligned on that Camaro that you have now.
He did. Scott was bragging about this car he was going to go get, and then before I even crashed. And then when I crashed, I said, look, if you're going to buy that car, you better go buy it now because I'll buy yours. And I'll give you X amount of dollars for it. Well, he was about to do it, and he's like, man, there's just too much to put it together. The race schedule's too busy. And I'm like, I know. That's why I want your car. I can put all my stuff in it, and I can go racing. He said, well, no, I'm going to keep racing. You go buy that car.
Nice.
And I went and looked at it, and I said, okay, this is it. So now that the season's over and it's slowed down, Scott's kicking himself in the ass, wishing he had bought that car because it's a beautiful car.
Yeah.
There was just a lot of work to do to it. The chassis was built like a pro mod, but of course it had steel roof and quarters. It was a very well built car, but it had lightweight suspension and stuff in it. I went in and put all of my suspension in it, and I'm still changing everything on the extremities of that car. The chassis itself and the body and all of that is built perfectly by Wally Stroop. He's a bad dude. That Stroop builds really nice cars.
Yeah.
But all the suspension and all that was built for a car to run 470s, 480s. You know, it was a naturally aspirated deal. It's not made to go this fast.
Yeah.
Again, the chassis is, but not all the suspension and everything.
You had to do some body work just to get the big tires in the back, eh?
Yeah, I had to extend the fenders. Normally that was illegal in No Prep Kings, but I guess they've gotten away from it. That other people have done it and they're okaying it now. So we're going to a bigger tire and they're allowing it because it wasn't fair that some cars could fit that tire naturally and some couldn't.
Yeah.
So they let the guys that couldn't afford to build a $450,000 race car. They let us take these cheaper cars and make some alterations to keep the playing field level.
Do you think Larry Larson, he came out really hot before with that pickup truck? Do you think after you changed over that Cadillac, now he's kind of needs some more testing too? I figured he was going to come out.
No, I mean, you and the public judge everybody by wins and losses. That's just the way it is.
Yeah.
Larry did very well with a new car. Larry just ran into a lot of bad luck.
Yeah.
A lot of things that happened to all of us happened at the wrong time. And I don't care what anybody says, winning a championship requires some luck.
Oh.
I mean, how many times do we break something? But if you don't break anything at that critical time, or if your opponent breaks something instead of you, poof, you're the champion, you know.
Yeah. Look
and
at
that's not all there is to it. Anybody in the top 5 in the championship race has got a chance. And I'm not saying the rest is up to luck. We'd like to think that the fastest guy always wins, but that's not the way it works. It just doesn't. Larry's as smart as any and smarter than most. That's just the nature of the beast.
No, he builds race cars. That's his business, isn't it?
Yeah, Larry and I work together on stuff all the time. We're both running the new Hart's turbos, the single turbos, and
this size, eh, James?
Yeah, about that big. Yeah.
Yeah, I know. Jeez, I seen you fire up the 69 there. Do you have a name for it, or you just call it the car? No, you're not into the name thing.
No. Cars don't have a name. We've never. I don't think we've ever named a car.
No.
We had the one that was painted like a rainbow. We called it the Flamer, but other than that, we don't name cars.
Did you keep your license plate off the old one?
I did. It's on the new car.
Is it? I didn't see it there. I was checking it out.
Someone's asking. Oh, sorry.
We just got the license plate on. We forgot about it. We just stuck it on there a couple weeks ago.
I got to thank you for being just candid. You know what? There's nothing that I think I could ask you that you wouldn't be stumped.
We'll have a basic question. I'm sure he can
answer.
No,
I just appreciate you just being honest, James. You know what? Hey, and we'll get down where you can buy merchandise off you too before you leave there too. So
yeah.
Someone's just when you race, is it the 1,000 foot or quarter mile?
8.
It's 8th mile. 8th mile only. That's all we run. We're going to race some. Me and Murillo are going to go down to Florida sometime in the summer and race against some imports, and they want us to run quarter mile.
Oh.
But we're not. We'd have to change our gears, our transmission, and everything. So we've agreed to go. We'll just change our gear and race some 1,000 foot. But other than that, we're never going to run quarter mile.
I like imports. Hey,
I know, right?
Yeah. 2017, you won 40 grand against Kai Kelly. Was it in 2017? Outlaw Armageddon?
Yeah. Well, a lot of those races we ran were 40 grand. Hell, I won 75 grand in American Outlaws Live in 2016. That was 75.
Yeah, your Redemption 5.0, right? There was another time you raced.
Redemption was 20,000.
And you're still single?
20 Yeah, I dated the gold diggers and got rid of them. So.
Well, good for you.
Well, I do have to say, I do remember one time there on Street Outlaws admiring your backup girl one time.
I don't remember. No comment.
Hey, let's see what else here I got for you then.
Any other questions from anybody out there?
Hey, the Dirty South No Prep race. Is that where the 256 fastest cars of Dirty South? Are they involved in that one too, or is that something totally different?
I don't know what you're talking about.
The Dirty South, no prep.
Yeah.
You race, yeah. Is that now? You know the whole Eric Chisholm Malone and
No.
Brant Arnold from
No.
256 fastest cars of Dirty South.
No, that's something totally different. Dirty
Totally
South
different,
is a
right?
no prep series put on by Mike Murillo and Scott Taylor.
Okay, and that's in Texas.
That's all over. Well, not all over. It's in Mississippi and Texas. I think that's the only places we've ever run. Hattiesburg, Gulfport, Odessa, San Antonio. I think that's it. Those 4 tracks is all we've ever run that at.
What's your fastest pass?
Are you allowed to say that?
Yeah, faster than the other guy.
I love it.
Yeah, we don't give numbers, but these cars run 380s, 390s.
380s, eh?
Anywhere from 380s to 420s. You know, your slower guys are in the 20s, faster guys in the 3. Somebody's
Crazy?
bumped into the 380s now and then, but honestly, we don't know. We don't get time slips, but we know pretty close to what we're running. We have computers that tell us what's going on.
That's true.
Yeah.
Murillo, you guys are pretty tight, eh?
Yeah, Murillo's my best bud, man. We're thick as thieves, man. I help Murillo. Murillo helps me. We're good friends.
You know, you can tell that when he come on there and we spoke for like an hour and a half. He was at a track testing, sitting in his pickup truck, just shooting the shit on the phone, not like video like this, just shooting the shit about racing, man. Just totally enjoyed it, and it just.
And they were coming and knocking on the window saying, "You have to come." And he goes, "Okay, I'm coming, just a minute." And they said, "But one more story." And then he'd tell us one more story. Said, "Okay, they're back again. They're banging on the window. I really have to go."
No,
yeah, Mike's good people. He's fun. And Mike can tell a story. I tell you what, Mike can tell you a story about grass growing, and you'll be rolling on the floor laughing about the damn grass growing.
Well, that's what it was. We were all having fun. So was he, and he just didn't want to leave. So
yeah.
James, how long do your motors last? How many engines do you go through in a year?
Well, when our budget's good, we're lucky enough to have a spare. These things blow up all the time. So, like I said, there's that luck thing. If you're in the final round against somebody and you're chasing the points and you blow up, well, you just lost. There's that luck thing.
Yeah.
But I mean, for the most part, it varies. Sometimes we run across things that happen in the industry as a whole, where everybody's blowing their motors up. Like we were all getting a bad set of rods and from this manufacturer who changed. Man, I'm telling you, there's so much stuff that changes throughout these things, and you got to be on top of what's going on.
That's a full-time job in itself.
It is, and like I said, it's just too. It's not that these guys have money or better parts. They do have some more money that buys them better parts, but money, everybody thinks money's so valuable, but it's not. Time is the most valuable thing in the world. We know that.
Mm-hmm.
We forget that sometimes. But the thing about money is money buys time. If we had the money to not take care of our businesses and work and do what we have to do to survive, we could all go test and drag race full time. I wish we could all do that. But it's just part of it. It's just part of the game. You can't be mad about it. You just got to keep plugging away. And when you win and beat the big money teams, it's just that much sweeter.
So what does a motor go for? 65 grand? Should you say roughly?
Yeah, about that. Yeah.
Now that rivalry between NOLA and Texas, is it real?
It is. It is. I mean, we're good friends with them. We get along with them, but when we're at the racetrack, we're not pulling any punches. That's for sure. We want to beat them bad. I think that's the best rivalry in drag racing.
Mm-hmm. What do you think about the whole Detroit team there? What's his name? Rink? Forget his name. The guy there from the guy who drives that modified Mopar, the Dodge thing. Rankin.
Yeah, that's Rankin.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like Rankin. He's a good guy. Yeah.
He's consistent. He's got some speed there.
Mm-hmm.
He's
He's got passion for what we do, and he's all about winning the race and not just being on a TV show. I like Rankin.
Yeah, it's true. You can see it. You can see the ones that love to play. Like there was the Kansas City. It's almost like they just play that whole thing there. That whole playing the role of just being the loudest isn't always. There's people on there that's just almost like want to make you shut the TV off.
Right.
The one female. I understand Milkman. I could say it. I don't fucking care. Milkman. That whole team.
Yeah, Sherry Beth. She's got a big mouth, but she's not. And she's a real street racer. She really is. She likes to do the street thing, but she's gonna make a show for the show, no doubt.
But it comes off as fake. There's no, like you said, you're playing for the camera. Are you coming to race? Or are you coming here to show that you can smack talk? Well, you win smack talk, but can you race?
Yeah. Well, you got to think of her position. She didn't have a team that could beat anybody.
Yeah.
So she had to do the next best thing and make for a good TV show. And guess what? She's got a team coming to the Fastest in America again this year that we're fixing to film in Vegas because TV.
Vegas.
Is what it is. You can't be mad at it. It's a TV show.
Oh, absolutely. I know.
It's a TV show, and they let us drag race,
I know. Isn't that too good, eh? Yeah. So anything else in the big plans there? Just doing you don't have to do more testing or all that? You're all set to go if they could say, hey, James, let's go racing tomorrow. Could you go?
No, tomorrow I'm going testing. We've had issues that have bit us in the ass on this new car, and it turns out it wasn't anything to do with the new car. It was I messed up the transmission somehow. And anyway, long story short, we're testing tomorrow. Got it all fixed. I figured out what the problem was, and we're going testing tomorrow. We're going to get a good solid pass early. I fought stuff just to go down the track, and we've done okay with the car, but we haven't done great.
Mm-hmm.
I found the problems. I'm going to go to the track tomorrow, and I've got new struts on it, the new trans in and converter, and I know we fixed the problem. I spooled it up at the shop the other day, and everything was good. But once we do that and get a good baseline at the track, then we'll bring it back to the shop, put our street setup in it, converter and shocks, and then we'll go out to Vegas on March 30th.
Are you doing that whole lockup tranny thing there, 1-to-1 their ratio?
No.
What is that? You don't do that?
I don't. No.
No. That's something. It's just no.
Well, no, it's a $30,000 transmission. I'm not doing that. I'm not spending much on the transmission.
Wow. You know what? I have no idea what it really costs out there. Everybody thinks it's just go out there and race, come home, work.
I got $9,000 in my transmissions each. I have one of each. I have a spare. I mean, if I did that, I'd have to spend $55,000 to have 2 lockup transmissions. I'm not doing that. They're too expensive. It's just, like I said, the money thing. You do get a little weight break for not running a lockup. You don't.
Yeah.
You can lose 100 pounds for not, but it's not enough to compensate. But again, we'll overcome it.
Well, I have all my money's on you anyways. Is there any merchandise website we can go to where you want to buy some Birdman stuff?
Birdmanracing.com.
That's it?
That's it.
Do you ship to Canada?
Because we were having issues there. We couldn't get them from Dean. There was some issue. We couldn't order from the States.
I don't know. My secretary takes care of all of that. I know that we got a lot of following in Australia, and we can't ship there because it's stupid. It's like $80 to send a shirt to Sydney, Australia. But Canada, I don't think there's a problem with Canada.
That's good. Hey, trailer fires, they've been mellow. Did they find out that it was the lithium batteries or something in those for all the race cars? Remember there was a band like James, Reaper. He lost his trailer. JJ lost his trailer. There was a whole shitload of trailers catching on fire, and they were figuring out it was lithium batteries in their.
I remember the fires. I remember everybody losing their stuff, but it's usually battery related. When a car catches on fire in the trailer, what else can it be? It's battery.
Yeah.
So I didn't ever hear really what happened.
Well, James, I'm going to cut you loose there. I know you have a big day tomorrow, and I really do appreciate you taking time. Sorry we got all the technology figured out, but I got a lot of respect for you. You have some really big fans up here in Canada.
Man, thanks for having me on, guys. I appreciate y'all.
No,
Thank you
we'll
so
be watching
much.
you there heartily, and I really appreciate you coming on. And good luck to you in the new year, safety and all this, and
Tighten those straps.
yes, tighten the straps.
Yeah, I'm gonna tighten them. Don't worry.
Okay, thanks, James.
All right, guys.
Okay, brother.
Y'all take care.
Bye.
Okay, take care.
All right.
Wow.